I'm going to share with you one of my favorite recipes. It's a spiced chocolate tart. Crunchy and beautifully rich chocolate pastry filled with a rich chocolate ganache with a lot of sweet spices. It's a great showpiece for a special dinner party. So I'm going to sift first of all my plain flour into the large bowl here, and I'm going to add to this some icing sugar. And of course it is, after all, a chocolate pastry, so I got some pure cocoa powder going through the sift as well. Right, so we've got all our dry ingredients. To this I'm going to add my unsalted butter, chilled, cut in small cubes. So the secret of a good short crust pastry is all about rubbing the butter into the dry ingredients. So don't be shy, stick the fingertip into the bowl and really lift it up like this. Roll the butter between the dry ingredient till you get almost like a breadcrumb effect. So my favorite things to do when I was a kid, a little well in the middle, and I'm going to add to it 2 egg yolks. That's going to make it really pliable and easy to roll later on. 2 tablespoons of cold water. And now, just using one hand, I'm just going to combine these ingredients together. So remember, we are not making bread here, we are making pastry, so we just want to combine these ingredients together. We don't want to activate the gluten, or that's going to make our pastry to go all very hard. So when it's smooth like this, that will be ready to rest in the fridge. So our pastry is now rested and it's much firmer than it was on the beginning. So time to roll it, always making sure that it's not sticking to the table. And I'm going to gently roll the pastry on my rolling pin like this. Let it drop and unroll it without pulling it. And with the back of your finger, just push it down the tin. Using the rolling pin, trim your pastry. So even if you've been very careful with your pastry, it will naturally shrink as it goes into the oven. So now I'm going to just push up using my thumb and my finger the pastry flush to the tin, and at the same time pushing it up by 1 or 2 millimeters higher than the actual tin. I cover the pastry with a disc of baking paper and I just fill the whole case with rice. Now I'm going to blind bake the whole thing in the oven until the pastry is golden, and remember to give it another 5 minutes without the rice, just to make sure the center is perfectly cooked as well. Now it's time to make the special ganache. So first of all, I'm going to warm up together the cream here, and I'm going to add to it all the special spices. A star anise, then 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a good grating of fresh nutmeg, then a good teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. I'm going to add a good splash of glucose syrup. This is just to make my ganache nice and smooth, and it does stop the ganache curdling, which can happen. And leave it to infuse for a few minutes just to make sure we get all those flavors locked into that lovely cream. So I've got some good quality chocolate which has been melted gently on hot water there. Add the liquid a little bit at a time, because if you put the hot cream straight on, it's going to burn your chocolate and it's going to curdle. And gently smooth it in till you get something glossy. And now I'm going to add to it my butter, which is nice and soft, and I'm just going to melt it through. So my butter is completely melted into the ganache now, and you can see it's lovely and glossy and you just want to drink it really. But oh no, I'm going to pour that into my pastry shell, and that's going to need to go in the fridge to set completely. So to give a touch of glamour to our tart, I'm going to make a coffee nougatine. I just took some sugar and some water together to a light blonde caramel, and I'm just going to add to it some crushed roasted coffee beans, just mixing them very well, and I'm going to pour that on a prepared tray lined with a piece of baking paper. And I'm just going to spread it a little bit with my wooden spoon. That's going to set nice and hard, and I will be able to break it into shards. Then I'm just going to dust a little bit of cocoa powder on the edges. I got some 23 karat gold leaves here, and with a knife just take off some lovely flakes and just stick them on the top. I love the way they're translucent. You can almost see through, you can see the gold leaves. And here we are, something for a very special occasion. This is my spiced chocolate tart with a decoration made of roasted coffee bean nougatine with a touch of gold.